Welcome, everyone. Greetings. I'm Tammy Lee with Makeshift Happen. Today, we're going to be talking about planting seeds. And I bet you have planted more seeds than what you realize you have. We come to you every Wednesday at noon Central Standard Time, opening up conversations from A to Z, leaving no stones left unturned. For those of you that are new to me, I'm Tammy Lee, Schumacher. I am an accelerated intuitive and way shower, helping to guide people, especially women, back to their sovereign sacred self, working with ancestors, working in multi-dimensional realms, your soul's journey, healing, accelerating, reclaiming and recalling back to you fragmented soul pieces. Welcome today to Makeshift Happen. Go ahead and type in the text chat. Let me know for sure that you can hear me. Hi, Carol. So glad you're joining us today. If you look at the bottom of the post that you might have seen that I was coming live today, there is a link that says StreamYard.com. And StreamYard asks you, because I'm actually bringing this to you inside the studio of StreamYard. And StreamYard will ask you to go ahead and click on that link. That way I can see your comments inside the studio. As I was asking my spirit, my entourage, what is it that really wants to come forth today? And I saw this picture that I posted a while back, and it's hands with dirt, with a seed that had sprouted. And it reminded me of all the times that we may have planted seeds, which could be a thought, which can be an action, which can be a movement. We can plant seeds in ways we may not know. And it's so easy to gloss over the seeds we have planted. Some of them we may never even know we planted them because they can seem so close to who we are that we may not even realize it's a seed. Case in point, I wanted to go back to college after I had a few kids. At that point, like I was a young mama in my 20s, at that point in my life, it was not an option, even though it was a desire. See, we can plant a seed from a desire. I never did go to college, and I'm okay with that now, but I had to do a lot of work around it to be okay with it. The fact is that I planted the seed of wanting to go to college. I also wanted to be the best mom ever. At an age of 17, having my first baby while I was a senior in high school, and got married. 1980. I'm 59 now. I planted that seed of being the best mom ever. See, when we plant seeds within ourselves, however we do that, as we already mentioned, with a thought, with an action, with a wish, with a dream, the seeds permeate, the seeds, what's the right word here? The seeds can be picked up. Can be picked up by a bird, by another being, and planted somewhere else. You know, when you sprinkle seeds, maybe grass seeds, flower seeds, out on the ground, and birds see these seeds and they might like pick them up. Your seeds of intention, your seeds of dreams, your seeds of beingness can actually be picked up, pollinated by something else, spread by something else, taken into the galaxy, into the cosmos by something else. So I may not have gone to college, which I'm okay with. I had 2 daughters that, because I had that seed within me, that wish, that desire, it may have not happened to me, but it happened with 2 of my children. Now it's happening with a granddaughter. The seed of being the best mom ever. Yes, I grew into that. I sprouted that. And I know I am that. And it pollinated out into one of my other daughters. Not saying my other ones aren't good mamas. They are. But my daughter Jenna, she is, I can see, because she even told me, she's like, Mom, you left some big shoes to try to fill. And that's one of her main goals right now. As she's raising her 5 children, like I raised my 5 children, I will always, whatever I have to do, be present, be there to support my kids in however I can. Not being a helicopter mama. Girls, no way. No helicopter parent. Our children, I don't even, okay, by the grace of whomever, and I know it was beyond physical, gave me signs and pollinated me with thoughts and ideas. Because I didn't have, after the age of 13 and probably even before that, there was no mom in my life that helped me to discern, helped to teach me things, there just wasn't. And I had to figure everything out myself. So how am I going to raise a kid? How am I going to raise a baby at the age of 17, right? However, from the seeds that were planted within me, from the love that came, the seed of love. There we go. The seed of love, like love, girl, love that came from my grandma, on my dad's mama. Like that love, just like into my heart, actually saved my life while I was growing up. But when those seeds were planted by sometimes even maybe even from other lifetimes We could bring these seeds forward. Maybe this is the lifetime where some seeds are wanting to grow and to pollinate and to break through the soil. So I want you to think about, what are some of the seeds, thoughts, ideas, dreams? Those are seeds that we can look past. Maybe you look past something and now you're seeing a fruition, whether it's in a family member, whether it's in a friend, whether it's in a business associate, whether it's in the land, whether it's even in the land, whether it's in a building, whether it's in a pet. I want you to look at the seeds that you have planted. When I first created, I have a laughter CD that I created back in 2003, never knowing that my laugh would make such an incredible difference in the lives of others. Literally actually saved some lives. My laugh, something I was ridiculed for as I grew up and into my adulthood. People would move away from me because my laugh can be very boisterous and very wall shaking. And I called into the radio station one time. Okay, so when I created my CD, I wanted the world to hear it. And it was about spreading laughter around the world. Because laughter, there are no language barriers with laughter. Laughter is a universal language. Laughter is also one of the number one ways. There's 3 ways. Laughter is maniacal laughter, and that means when you're laughing so much, you might wet your panties. You might, like, your stomach hurts, your ribs hurt. Maniacal laughter, when you laugh like nobody is, like you don't care. You don't care. You just don't care no more. Who thinks what of you? I planted seeds. Like, that laughter was a seed planted within me, girls. That laughter, my laughter, was a seed planted within me. I had no idea that it was something I was to record, but I listened. See, sometimes our pollination comes through listening. Wow, I didn't know I was going to tell this. I was at a conference in March or April of 2000. Oh, this is interesting. 2002. Wow. 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Oh, wow. That's interesting. 20 years ago this month, I was at a conference in Florida, and I took one of my friends, Debbie, with me, and heard these speakers. See, I never, ever, ever, ever thought my laugh was a gift. Ever. Ever. So 20 years ago, I'm 59 right now. Help me do the math. Would have been 39, 40? 41? I don't know. Somewhere around there. You get the gist though, right? And the 2 major speakers on the stage, they're so funny, I'm cracking up laughing. One speaker, Bob, he's like, okay, stop the show, stop the show. Who is that woman with that laugh out there? And I'm just like shrinking in my seat, not knowing my friend Debbie next to me is going like this. I literally thought we were going to get kicked out of the conference. These thoughts were like streaming through my head, like, oh my gosh, we flew all the way from Kansas. Oh my gosh, I brought Debbie. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get kicked out. Oh my gosh, my laugh. He didn't like my laugh. Like right all over my head. And he pollinated the seed. Bob looks down at me from the stage. He says, I love your laugh. I want to pay you for that laugh. And I'm like, huh? You can get paid for a laugh? Really? Like, I'm not going to get kicked out? We can pollinate the seeds within other people by our encouragement. We can be the rains, girls. We can be the rain that comes down and nourishes the seeds within others and the seeds within ourselves. So the pollination started happening that month. Wow, 20 years ago today. I didn't even think about that. I'm like a little mind blown. So he paid me straight from the stage. He paid me from the stage for my laugh, gave me a $20 bill. Later that day, like during the whole conference, people were coming up to me. Do you have a business card with your laugh on it? I'm like, oh my, you could do that? Do you have a website with your laugh on it? I'm like, you can do that? Have you recorded your laugh? I'm like, you can do that? So right then and there that weekend, I looked at my friend Debbie and I said, keep me accountable. I don't know how. I don't know where, but I'm supposed to record my laugh. Not knowing where it would go. And that wasn't even the purpose. The purpose was I could hear the pollination. Something was wanting to grow within me and to come out. Are you following me so far? We all have seeds within us. Some have been planted by ourselves, and some we were born with, and some we have, yes, brought forth from other lifetimes that desire to be brought into fruition in this lifetime. Sometimes these seeds are thoughts, images, visions that come to us. And it's not about beating ourselves up if we missed it and we didn't water that seed. I did end up recording that CD. I did, and it's called I Crack Me Up. Just came to me like that. First time in a studio, which Debbie actually helped me to find because I didn't know anybody. We had enough material for 2 CDs. And it all just came so natural from me, just natural. Didn't even know I had that gift. I even wrote a song, a really funny song that I'm not going to sing today. And, but anyway, that CD went on to be sent to soldiers. This was before apps. Went on to help other people raise their vibration, raise their frequency, go from really seriously suicidal depression. Because when you laugh, even a ha ha ha, the chemistry within your brain starts to shower really good hormones within your body. Really good, really, really, really good stuff. Laughing, maniacal laughter helps you to connect with your spirit. Like whew, the essence of who you are, like boom, quicker than almost anything else. Because there's nothing else keeping you from it. Okay. And then 7 years later. Okay, let me back up though. Then years later, somebody heard my laugh and these funny stories just like poured from me. And somebody came up to me in another conference. I think this one was out in California. Tammy, wow, can you write some material? I know somebody that goes on USO tours. They would love to have you on their tour. But can you write that material? Now, a USO tour, I remember Bob Hope from when I was a little girl. Any of you remember Bob Hope? He would go on these USO tours, especially during Vietnam War, and he was a comedian and helped to raise up the vibration of these soldiers that were in a a no-win situation. Thank you for that. A no-win situation. The thought, like just the thought of somebody asking me, like, oh, wow. I did not water that seed. I didn't really know how to. How do I write content to get up in front of a crowd? I don't know, because things just flow through me. I still had 5 kids at home. How am I going to go on a USO tour? Yes, I allowed my mind to play with me. But at that time, okay, yes, I did not water that seed. Let's just stick to the, and it's not a regret. Every once in a great while, I'll just think about it like, wonder what that would have been like. Sometimes our values can keep us from watering a seed. My value at that time in my life was being home with my children, was being present with my children. Yes, I still went through these conferences, which helped me to grow and develop and become who I am today. Helped me to grow and develop into, and also showed my children and even some of their friends to break out of their own conditioning. So I want you to think about some of the seeds you've planted. Some of the seeds you've planted that we can gloss over. That we can gloss over so quickly. So I was sharing with you a little bit ago how I called into a radio station. And the DJ, I don't even know what we said, but I cracked up laughing. He's like, "Oh my God, I want you on my show." I'm like, "Really?" So I went on his show and we gave away my laughter CD for people that were calling in. Now it took me, I had a mentor at that time. And as I was checking in with my mentor, like a week or two later, I'm just telling him like, "Oh yeah, this happened and this happened. And oh yeah, I was on a radio show and." He's like, "Whoa, Tammy, stop. Rewind. You were on a what?" And then I told him the story about how I called in on a radio show. The guy loved my laugh, asked me to be on his radio show. He's like, Tammy, do you know how rare that is? I'm like, no. See how we can gloss over? He's like, you just glossed over a major monumental moment in your life. We can gloss over those seeds we have planted, those seeds that have grown, and those seeds that have pollinated other people, other, not just people, times, events. So go ahead and write in the text chat. I want you to share with us, what are some of the seeds that you have seen that maybe you haven't even known that you were watering it? Like, whoa, that's a seed. My daughter Shanna went back to college, went to college after she had 2 children to get her nursing degree. I had a real estate business back in like 2005, 2000, yeah, I think 2004 for like 3 or 4 years with 3 other women. And we were highly successful. 2008 came, the real estate crash came, and we closed our doors. A couple of, like, one was emotionally and physically devastated to where she was bedridden for a while. Another partner had to, chose to file bankruptcy. That was not an option for me. I worked with the banks. I'm still paying on one. We are still paying on one of those loans that we uh, made an agreement with to a bank. Okay, so, but that seed of the real estate, I loved it. I really liked it. I had so much fun when I was doing it. And I traveled a lot, which I loved doing. Now, I don't do that anymore. Haven't done that since back in those days, 2009, 2008. And now I have a daughter and her husband. See, the seed was that Tim and I would do. My husband, Tim, and I would do, like, we'd find a local property, fix it up, and either rent it out or flip it. That was one of my thoughts. He was too busy working. Yeah, because he did work like 60 hours a week, plus in the farm. Okay, so that never came to fruition for me. However, now with that seed that I had planted, now I have a daughter and her husband that are doing that. They just flipped their first property. Took them 2 years, maybe not 2 years, maybe a year and a half to get it to where they perfection. It's like, wow. It's like these seeds that are, thoughts, seeds that we have within us that we might have thought. It's like, well, I might have not done that, but now I'm seeing other people do that. I have a granddaughter that's interested in it. It's like, whoa, you are that powerful, dear ones. You are that powerful. You are that magical. Planting the seeds within others, within ourselves. What seed? Just ask yourself, just take a deep breath right now. And then take that breath down into your heart space. Is there a seed in there that's waiting for you, that wants to be nourished, that wants to be watered, that wants to break through. Is there a seed that you might not even know what it is, that you ask the seed? Actually, you tell the seed, I see you. I see you. I feel you. Can you show me more of what you are? Can you show me how to water you? Can you show me? Guide me. Mm. Do you have children? Do you have nieces, nephews? Do you have parents that maybe you even planted a seed within them by speaking your truth? You know, speaking your truth is a way to water the seeds. Yes. Not everybody likes to hear it, but it is a way to make shift happen. Are you realizing that you're planting seeds more than you ever thought possible? Are you realizing that these seeds are growing, have grown? That they're like the golden nectar of who you are, streaming through to other people? When you talk to a plant, when you touch a plant, you're pollinating that plant with love. When you sing to a plant, you're pollinating that plant with love. When you walk upon the earth in consciousness, in intention of wanting to connect with Mama Earth, you're planting the seed of connection. You're planting that seed of connection. See? What connection of seed? What seed of connection have you planted and you've seen it grown? You've seen it break the soil. And there's times in our lives where sometimes these seeds, these things that we have planted and nourished, sometimes they feel like maybe they need a rest, like the winter. Maybe a relationship. Hmm. Sometimes there's a dormant period in life, even with the seeds within us that go and like want to just sit within fertile ground because there's a new There's a new kind of nourishment, a new kind of nutrition that's coming forth. A new sunshine, a new ray of hope, a new ray of faith, a new ray of substance. What are those seeds? As we part ways today, as we go our own way today, I want you to think about your seeds that you have planted, the seeds you have grown. And the seeds that still want to be nourished, whether it's within you, whether it's within someone else, whether it's within the land. And if you're not quite sure, take that deep breath. Take it a few times. Take it into your heart space and ask your spirit, is there a seed within? Dearly beloved, as you talk to your spirit, dearly beloved, is there a seed that I do not see? Is there a seed that desires nutrition, nourishment, that desires to grow and break through? And allow your heart, allow your spirit, allow your essence of who you are, darlings, to show you that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us today. I'd love to know what seeds you now see. What seeds you now see have grown. Let's continue this conversation inside our Facebook group. Ignite your joyful heart. Yes, let's keep this conversation going. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited for your garden. I'm so excited for your garden and what you can see now and what is yet to be grown. Thank you, thank you, thank you.